Virtual Insanity. The SimDen, I've had it in a lot of my videos, and sad day on Virtual Insanity Drive is that I may have to tear it down due to life situations that I built it. You can see how big it is. It's got quite the floor print, if you will, the footprint I should say. 6 foot by 4 foot, and it is actually welded together, so it's not very mobile. Now I'll give you a quick loop around this. So basically it's 3 1080p triscreen. So a little quick look, it's got a G27 wheel in there. I got 3 TV screens, they're all 1080p, 60 Hertz, they'll do 60 frames per second. The seat is it's a WRC play seat. I actually trimmed that down, I'll overlay a picture so I get the angle. And then I put a platform in there, so my feet are actually raised up in the air. Now back here I welded together a bit of a platform, and I took the G27 pedals apart and I inverted them and welded them back, so it ended up more like a real car pedals. And I kept some of the mechanism from the G27, so because I've got long legs, if anyone else comes around, I could still adjust the legs. 5.1, so the 1 is the bass that I've got behind the seat. So with the bass on, you can actually feel the engine and the roar of the road on some games, like through your chair. Little satellite speakers up here, and satellite speakers in the door. Forward speaker that's coming down through this material I put on. A Cooler Master keyboard, which was absolutely terrible. So you can see the lights on there, you can see how many have failed. This is actually my 3rd keyboard. I love the keyboard, I love using it. But in this kind of environment where it's low light, so you've got the screens on and you want to see it, it's terrible. And I built a little articulated mount for that. So yeah, I built these little armrests, just basically a little bit of wood, some foam, and then wrapped. They can make it really comfortable. I've got down here the Rhino, is it the X52? And the X52 on the other side is the HOTAS for the X52, and then I've got the shifter over there for the G27. I use this old Thrive tablet that I cracked years ago, but that's been fantastic. So that works wirelessly with the PC, and it'll give you all your telemetric data, so speed, gears, tire, temperatures. Talking about the computer, I never really finished it. So the idea with the computer was to build a frame and stuff in here and have a really cool layout so I could see it all, but leave it open. But one great tip with doing something like this is finish it before you turn it on, because to be honest, it's so much fun, it feels so immersive to be in there and play, that once I got it working, I never really finished it. And these little brackets up here are just little brackets I made for the Vive base stations. So they're actually magnetic, and I can just clip the base stations in. I think I've got a video, I'll link it at the end for that. And they worked quite well. I originally built this because I was doing some track days, and I used to practice. So if I invested quite a bit of money in to go to a track and you'd only get like a day there or 2 days, it's really nice to be familiar with the track. So that gets rid of a lot of the time that you may spend going around really slowly and figuring out the track. You get there and you're very familiar with it, so you can spend the time there on other things, and maybe your pace will be a little bit faster and you'll learn a bit more about driving on that track. So for that, it was absolutely fantastic. Now I've got a video I did years ago showing you how the FOV on games completely destroys the reality of what you're seeing on the track. And game companies will never tell you about this because obviously it's very difficult to have tri-screen, and before VR you could never really have a narrow FOV because it's very difficult to drive. You know, you can't see your wing mirrors, you can't see people beside you, it's just not fun. And even now you see when people do reviews, they're zoomed out of a super wide FOV outside of the car. And it's just because it's a lot easier, a lot more aware. So that's the point of really having the tri-screen. It means you can have a realistic FOV. It means waypoints will look like they will in the real world. The corners will look as tight as they do. Gradients will look as steep as they do. And I'll link that video at the end of this one, so you can have a look at that. I did comparison shots. It's really different between, say, a 90 FOV and a 47 FOV, what I would run on this. I need to say goodbye to it. Now the idea is I want to kind of keep the seat, I want to keep all the functionality of it, but it'll be more for VR, so we're going to lose the screens. We're just going to have the structure, so we're going to have the pedals, the wheel, The keyboard and speakers and everything are going to have different stands, and I'm going to have different things for the VR. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but the idea is to get it into a more mobile package that I can have in the corner of a room, and then if I have to move location or something, I can just take it apart really easily and to move it, because this is not the case with this current setup. Okay, there we go, minimized for VR. So definitely a lot smaller, and I realized in this area here, I put some screws about here, so I can just take the seat apart. Crap that went into this. So I've got like the 1300 power supply, 780 Ti, is it? Yeah, 780 Ti graphics cards in SLI, 2 of them. The Z97 motherboard. The keyboard, which was good, but the lights are absolutely terrible. 3rd edition. Loads of cables and bags, and the speaker setup, and a little armrests, and the other controllers. Now I just need to figure out what to do with 3 screens. I don't really want to put them in the bin. So there we go. The SimDen is dead until SimDen 2 is constructed in the future. Who knows? But from now, it's a VR aesthetic rig, let's call it, for driving simulator. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye from Virtual Insanity.